Hey guys, how are you? Welcome into a Wednesday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. I am your host, Matt Peralt. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt. Back after a 2-2 night in the WNBA last night. Not a horrible night, not a great night for us. We get the Lynx right. We get the over in the Chicago game right. We missed the Lynx over by a point. It fell 154. It could have been a 2-1-1 night. It could have been a 3-1 night if we get one more bucket in that game between the Lynx and the Sun. Unfortunately, that fell 154. Vegas got hot in the second half, in the fourth quarter in particular, stretched it out and covered that number for the Storm. So we go 2-2, down 0.2 on the night. I know a bunch of you in the Discord channel and a couple of you sent me DMs on this about information, players in, players out. Hey, you got to understand something. Like, I bet overnight. I bet what I bet. So we've tried this in the past where like line movement happens or players are in or players are out. This podcast gets consumed by so many people that it's not really fair if I say, all right, I'm opting out. Like, I bet what I bet. So regardless if it's a good bet or a bad bet or something changes, do what you want with it. Okay? You don't need to tell me. You don't need to go in the Discord channel and give some long soliloquy about what this play should be or should not be. Just do what you're going to do. That's the whole point of the podcast. You get to do whatever you're going to do. You play whatever you want to play, and I play whatever I play. You can take my advice and follow, or fade it and go against it. So I know maybe you're trying to like be a white knight or something and like ride in and save me from myself, but that's not how this works, okay? I'm a conservative gambler. I make sure I'm going to be in this for a long time. I don't bet heavy. I don't bet, a dime a game. We're not going to, put any pressure on me financially if the Storm, they don't cover. It's one game and we turn the page and we move on. All right. So just understand that. Like, I get the point. I get what you're trying to do and I appreciate it. It's nice of you, but I don't need it. Like, because of how this podcast is consumed. I mean, look, the podcast last night was watched by 20,000 people just on video. Okay. It was listened to by another 7. So like, that's a lot of people. So I'm supposed to just like ride up and be like, oh shoot, by the way, the Storm, they're benching one of their best players. So the bet's off. Like, we've tried doing that in the past. We've done this now for over 4 years. That's not fair because not everybody has the time. People have jobs. A lot of you guys listening to this podcast on the way to work, right? So like, you're in the car, you got a 30-minute commute. This is a 10-minute pod. You hop in, you hear, all right, what's Matt betting today? You go ahead and listen to and then you either at lunch make the play, or after work make the play, or right then on the way to work you make the play, or you fade the play right then and there. So if I all of a sudden jump up and be like, oh, whoops, psych, nope, bet the other side. You could have done that. Vegas went from a 6.5-point favorite to an 8.5-point favorite. At halftime, they were a 7.5-point favorite. You could have laid any one of those numbers if you wanted to get out of the plus 6.5 bet. That's your choice, okay? I did some other things. I had some teasers. I got a little wonky last night with the WNBA. I did pretty well last night. So things I would not recommend doing. Don't tease the WNBA, even though I did 3 times and I won in all 3 bets. But, that's just what I do. I'm not recommending what you do. That's why, some of my stupider plays or crazier plays you'll never hear of because I don't talk about them. We're talking about conservatism, conservative bets and smart plays and trying to make you guys better gamblers, trying to keep us all in the game long term, right? We all play dumb things. We all play dumb parlays. We all play dumb teasers. When they hit, that's awesome. Right? It's fun. But, I don't know. It's like cheating on a diet or something. Only you really know, right? Only you know what you've eaten. Only you know what you've done. So thanks, but I appreciate the number of people bringing it up. But 2-2, down 0.2. We're still up for the week. We're all good. We go on to a Wednesday. This podcast is being presented by DraftKings. You guys, have you gone and downloaded the new Pick 6 app yet? You should. Download it now and use the code JUICE. That's JUICE. New Pick 6 customers, you will get $5 to play with. $50 in Pick six credits when you put $5 into play. That's guaranteed. Plus 1 month of NFL Plus Red Zone and the NFL Network only on DraftKings. Pick six. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-7897-777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions may vary by jurisdiction. Pick six not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. See terms at picksix.draftkings.com/promos. One per customer. Reward issued as $50 in non-withdrawable pick six credits that expire in 6 months. NFL Plus premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus premium terms at NFL.com/terms. All right. It's Wednesday. What do we do? I can't bet a full baseball slate. I just can't. Okay. We're looking good on a bunch of our futures. We've already cashed the Marlins. We're looking okay on a couple of them. Colorado needs to stop winning. Red Sox need to get going here a little bit, and the Cubs need a miracle, but the D-backs will get us there pretty easily. So we should be 3-2, most likely, maybe 4-1 in the 5 season-long win total bets we made for Major League Baseball. So I don't want to go down further. I want to pick up, if I can, like 2 or 3 units. I'll be good in the futures market, and then try to figure out where we go. It'd be great to go 5-0 and pick up 5 units off of it. It would be great. But I have one bet in baseball for tonight. One. I have a college football bet for Saturday and a NFL bet for Thursday. Why do I bet these numbers now? They're moving. They're moving. I don't want them to move. I want them to stay right where they are. So that's why. Okay? If you're wondering why I'm betting the plays now, to get the best number. That is why. All right? Let's start on Thursday night with the Patriots on the road at the Jets. This handicap is pretty easy for me. The Patriots, with Jacoby Brissett, they're not going to turn the football over. The Jets defense has not looked anywhere near what the Jets defense was supposed to be this season. It is a short week. It's week 3. The Patriots went to overtime against Seattle. They played them tough and they lost. That's going to be pretty much the MO of the Patriots for this season. They have owned the Jets. Gerard Mayo knows this. The Patriots know this. Aaron Rodgers has looked pedestrian. Let's be frank. He's looked pedestrian. Has time caught up with him? I don't know. But this is the first time he's playing the Patriots in this rivalry with the Jets. The Patriots have more weapons than we thought. I know they just had a major injury with their team captain on defense. I get that. That stinks. It's next man up. Patriots mentality has been that way for a long period of time. And I know there's a lot of players on that defense that the Patriots have lost in the last couple of years that make this defense much different than what it's been. But Christian Gonzalez has been a tremendous shutdown corner for this Patriots team. Their pass rush has been good enough. Not been outstanding, but it's been good enough. The offensive line has not been outstanding, but it's been good enough. The offensive line is blocked really well for Ramondre Stevenson. And as long as Jacoby Brissett still doesn't throw picks, give me the points. Patriots plus 6.5. They very well might lose this game. They may lose this game on a last-second field goal. Maybe an Aaron Rodgers drive, okay? But we have seen the dogs barking. Teams that have been favored by 6 points or more. Let me get the stat. Let me make sure I have this stat correctly, because this stat's incredible, because the Patriots stat actually factors right into it, and why you may want to just go ahead and bet this thing, bet this straight up. Patriots to win the game. I'm not sure I would do it, but you could do it, because this is going to be one of those situations. I'll probably pull it here in a second. Hold on. There's been such an incredible amount of dogs. I believe it's like 7-0, 8-0, somewhere. Okay. And if underdogs of 6 points or more this year are 8-0 ATS in the NFL. And a lot of them have won the game outright. A lot of them have won it straight up, which is nuts if you stop and think about it. You're like, wait, how is that possible? They're not just covering. They're winning straight up when they're getting 6 points or more so far here in the NFL. I mean, that's just one of those situations where you just can't really understand how we got here, but we did. The Jets are currently 6.5-point home favorites against the Patriots. That's the biggest favorite the Jets have been versus the Patriots since September 11, 2000. 24 years ago. Okay? Long, long time ago since we've seen this big of a spread for the Patriots. Underdogs have won 5 games outright, being 5.5-point dogs or more here in the NFL, and they're 9-1 ATS. Okay? So if you're 6 points or more, you're 8-0. If you're 5.5 points or more, you're 9-1. This number is 6.5. It's coming down. 5 outright victories. Patriots plus 6.5 for 1.1 units. I would love this to go to 7. I don't think it's going to go to 7. I think 6.5 is the peak. Let's take it before the number comes down. In terms of a same-game teaser, because I'm 4-0 in primetime same-game teasers, the total for this game concerns me. Right now, I would lean towards the Patriots, giving them 6 points, going up to 12.5, and taking the total down to 32 and betting over. But I've got this like sick feeling in my stomach that this game could be just an absolute ugly, like disgusting game where we're looking at like a 19-17 type final. And this game's going under 32 points. So I don't know. Maybe you tease it up and say, okay, take the total of 38.5 and you go up to like 44.5 or 44. Even that scares me because I don't know if we're going under that. Because what happens if the Patriots score like they did against the Seahawks? They scored 20 points. So how many points will we see here out of the Jets? They scored 23 like Seattle. That's 43 points. That's right there on the number. So I don't know what I'm doing yet. I may not do a same game teaser. I just know that right now, I want to jump in here and take the Patriots at plus 6.5 for Thursday Night Football because I think it's an important number. I think it's an important number to take a look at. And 6.5, I want over 6.5 here for that. So we're going to jump in here with the Patriots at plus 6.5 for 1.1 units. I have a Saturday bet I want to make, and it's involving Boston College, and I thought let's just keep it close here because it's a cross Big Ten ACC matchup. Michigan State is 3-0 on the year. Boston College is 2-1. I am already 0-1 fading Bill O'Brien this season. I was on Florida State when BC went down there and won the game outright. They lost 27-21. I was on BC last week. I took the points. I was on BC. I'm 1-1 here involving Boston College games. I like Michigan State's chances here in this game. And I'm a little bit surprised that Michigan State is a 7-point dog here. I think this number comes down. I think this is going to be a buy on Michigan State coming up here. Now, look, Michigan State has not played a great level of competition. They've played FAU. Maryland was a good win on the road, 27-24. We were on that. And then Prairie View last week, they won 40-0. But I think Michigan State can keep this game close. I think Michigan State can run the football here on Boston College well enough. I think this is going to be a barn burner of a game, and Michigan State could go in there and win the game outright. I think this is a little bit of too much love for Boston College, given what they did against Missouri and what they did against Florida State. This has been a tough schedule for them. This is a lot of big-time games for Bill O'Brien. Castellanos, the quarterback, I faded him against Florida State because I don't think he can throw. He still can't throw, but he did enough running the football and being a weapon. He did enough. He's been very efficient. That's the one thing about him. He's not throwing picks. He's not putting the ball into harm's way. He's just dinking and dunking and taking what the defense is giving him, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't know if you go and cover a 7-point line at home against a Big Ten team and Michigan State. I mean, they're not going to be intimidated going into Boston College, that's for sure. I mean, in a lot of ways, BC is better to play on the road. It's easier for Boston College to go play on the road because playing at home at BC stinks. No one shows up. Nobody cares. It's a morgue in a lot of ways. There's no atmosphere. There's no intensity. There's no excitement. It's just college football. Okay, it's a game. Like let's just go play a game. That's not fun. I mean, there's been years where we've seen big, really fun games, but otherwise we've seen sort of like these like boring matchups, and we haven't seen it really be all that exciting. And really, what we want. You want excitement. You want heat. You want energy. You want people to be like, oh, college football. This is amazing. Like, I can't wait to watch this game. I don't know how many people are going to circle this game and be like, I want to watch Boston College host Michigan State. This game very well might go under. I mean, that's possible. Both these teams are 2-1 to the under on the year so far. Michigan State's 1-0 to the under on the road. That game, went over. Sorry, the game against Maryland went over. It was 44.5 at 27-24. But I just think Michigan State's been good this year. BC is 3-0 against the number, okay? So I think everyone's just like, free money. Go ahead and take Boston College. Michigan State's 1-2, but they're 1-0 on the road, ATS. They were 8.5-point dogs against Maryland. We played it to 10. If you remember, we took Michigan State plus 10 on the road. We're taking plus 7 now. Michigan State plus 7 on the road at Boston College for 1.1 units. And finally, one baseball play for you guys. The Giants won 10-0 last night against the Orioles. It's Kremer against Birdsong. It's fun to look at some of these trends. It's late in the year, right? So over-under trends, really, there's a lot of data to take a look at. Teams on the road. The Giants are the number one over team in baseball. 41, 27, and 4. That's 60.3% of the time they've gone over on the road. At home this year, Baltimore hasn't been great, but good enough. 39, 31, and 6. That's 55.7% of the time. The total is 8 in this game. And I think we're going to see offense here. 10-0 was the win yesterday. Huge win. Snell was tremendous. Shut down all the bats for the Orioles. I think you're going to see a bounce back here from an offensive perspective for the Orioles. But I also don't think I'm in love with the idea that you're going to see a shutdown performance from Kremer here, and he's going to go out there and just silence the Giants' bats. You know, the Orioles lost, the Yankees won. That's bad news here. It looks like the Orioles are going to be the wild card team here, not winning the American League East. But I do think we see offense here coming up tonight. More than 8 runs. I like the 8 as a flat number as well here on this, but Birdsong hasn't been great on the road. Kremer hasn't been great at home. Both these teams score. The Orioles offense, I think, comes to life. We're going over 8 for 1.1 units for the Orioles here at home against the Giants. All right. So the plays today: Patriots plus 6.5 on Thursday Night Football for 1.1 units. Michigan State plus 7 on Saturday on the road at Boston College at Alumni Stadium, plus 7 for 1.15 units. In the game tonight here on a Wednesday, Orioles Giants over 8 for 1.1 units. Mine's Matt Peralt. Follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning. The Daily Juice Podcast, presented by DraftKings.